Welcome to Bible Talk by the River, where faith meets real life, one verse at a time. Let's dive into the Word and see what God's saying today. Good morning, everybody. We're going to try something out, little snippets. Devotions in the morning. Bible talk. Everybody does these. Why not utilize what the enemy meant for evil and turn it for good, right? I'm very compassionate about us taking the Word of God literally, and so join me. So what I have behind me here is a river, the Chestatee River. And what I was thinking about is sharing some snippets, real talk by the river. I just want to be compassionate about the Word of God and how He truly wants us to take His Word literal. And so I think it's important for us to equip others to live by faith and walk in the Spirit. That is my goal, to reach and connect with all of God's children and to make Jesus known for sure. I want to break down verses so that you can understand, cut through the hard stuff, and let me do the homework for you, get down to the nitty-gritty, tell you bold truths, biblical studies, not going to waste, and do it all in love where you can understand. So I've titled it Interceding According to God. Now he who searches the hearts know what the mind of the Spirit is, because he makes intercession for the saints according to the will of God. So the NLT version reads like this: And the Father who knows all hearts knows what the Spirit is saying, for the Spirit pleads for us believers in harmony with God's own will. God sees what's in your heart. The Spirit doesn't just guess your need. He interprets it perfectly. He intercedes according to God's will. Not your weakness. You can trust that even in your silent cries, they are heard and translated into powerful prayers. So if you divide this down into the Greek terminology, it reads like this. It means the Spirit steps between you and heaven's throne, not to beg, but to align you with God's heart. He speaks what you can't, and He speaks it in divine agreement with the Father's perfect will. This is how I interpreted it for my explanation for you guys, kind of like Nay's commentary, if you will. Intiganchno, forgive my pronunciation, means the Spirit steps between you and heaven's throne. Not to beg, but to align you with God's heart. He speaks what you can't. Oh my God, His ways are better than our ways, peeps. And He speaks it in divine agreement with the Father's perfect will. How amazing is that? When you don't know. God, listen. He's seated in a place of honor, people, at the right hand of the Father, pleading on our behalf. He is always representing us. If we can take that word and wrap our minds around that, He's doing all the hard part. We just come in agreement with Him. We partner with Him. And if we learn His love language, His tongues, which Paul says, I wish you all spoke in tongues. It is such a tool, a weapon, that we meet Him in the center of His perfect will, and He's already pleading on our behalf. So that if we just come in agreement in His language and partner in intercession with Him, that's where it comes into play that His ways are better than ours. We're not just out there praying in our selfish native language. Not that praying in our native language is always selfish, but coming into agreement with Him, not knowing what we're saying, is profound. A couple of questions that I want you to meditate on. Do you trust the Spirit to intercede for you even when you don't have the words? I sure do. knowing this now, that he was saying, hey, I'm interceding for you. I'm breaking this down for you. According to the Strong's, the words that he used there was to intercede and petition on your behalf, to meet and plead for you, right? I'm very dramatic, but I'm compassionate. I love that the Lord loves us that much. Okay? So are you surrendered enough to believe his prayers are better than our own? Boy, I sure am. Just imagine if I had this under my belt years ago, how much further I would get. Which, don't think for a minute that everything you've been through is going to be wasted, because he's going to use what you've been through. He's going to use what you've been through to testify. And the only way you should be able to look back and reflect on it is to testify and to build someone else's future. You know that common phrase we always use, oh, I wish I could go back in time if I knew what I knew now? I think that was a design by God, that what we've been through is not to go back in time, but it is to prepare someone else's future. A prophetic decree. The Spirit intercedes for me in perfect harmony with the will of God. My heart is searched, my prayers are heard, and I am aligned with heaven's purpose. This is part 2 of my series. I think you're seeing it backwards. But you can find the mini-series on Amazon. I utilize this as a teaching tool. The Lord told me to get some resources and tools together. So that's what I've done. But this is part 2 of the Spirit-Led Life series. Part 2 is living the Word when Romans 8 becomes your lifestyle. What I mean by that is I don't believe that the saints truly know the inheritance. I really do not think that the saints truly know the inheritance of what God has given us. It's not always about tangible things. Continuing on to say that it's not about tangible things. It can be, because signs and wonders follow the believer. We're not chasing them. We're not out to chase them. When we are sold out to Jesus Christ, when we are completely sold out and we say yes to him and give him our yes, and we do what he wants, these signs follow you like nobody's business. Now, I believe that they follow you anyway, but they follow you in such magnification because you're sold out to him and you're not looking for them. Does that make sense? And why I went off on that branch, well, I'm just telling you, guys, this breakdown series is just the beginning of a deep research of what God has really in store for us. What is in store for us, I should say. Anyway, I'm stoked about us not just reading the Bible like a nursery rhyme. That if you totally break down these verses and you go according to the Strong's Concordance breakdown, which is justifiable because this was a man of God that did the research and studied every Greek word and every Hebrew word so that it could be translated to our understanding, which shows you the things that God has really done deeply, so deep. One verse, guys, one verse. Anyway, if you like this setting, I would love to do more Real Talks by the River. Join me again next time.